Hey guys, so I thought I would talk a little bit about these props here and just show you some footage while I'm chit chatting my thoughts with these Hurricane 3525s from Jim Fan on the Stace Invader frame as I've got it built, and it's about 400 ish with battery and everything, all up weight. Yeah, it's fat, but kind of wanted to talk about what I think about these props and how they're doing so far. Durability wise, so far I've only had a couple crashes with them. They're holding up pretty well. They've been back pretty nice. Not too bad as far as the durability and stuff goes with minimal crashes that I've done with them so far. I've only got about 6 or 7 packs in with them so far, but I'm starting to kind of get a feel for them and what I think about them. So definitely less thrust than the 3630s, of course, less pitch, smaller size. Of course, there's going to be less thrust, but the blades are also thinner. I was kind of wasn't expecting that. I kind of figured they have the water um, blades like most of the gym fans that I've been flying recently do. Most of them have generally a wider blade. I don't know if these came out before or after the 3630s, so I'm not sure if that's a change in just the gym fan style blades. I'm not real sure. Maybe somebody knows. They can comment down below. I don't know, but overall, not a bad prompt. Noise-wise, I had somebody comment that they thought that they were louder, and less grippy than the 3630s. I don't know that they're louder. Seems to be about the same volume, maybe even less. I don't know. It's this is kind of a loud quad where it's a little heavier anyway, so it spins a little faster in general. So it's a little noisier typically, but it's not like super loud. It's not like a screaming, loud. And I don't generally fly with a lot of high throttle stuff anyways. I'm flying usually small areas, proximity, so maybe that's a difference in why I don't notice it as much. I don't know. But about the same volume. Thrust wise, definitely less. Um, Good and bad with that. So good for me, I'm really bad on throttle. I'm not bad on throttle control, but I have this problem with certain maneuvers. Whenever I thrust for the maneuvers, I end up giving too much thrust. Or when I recover from that, I end up giving too much thrust, and you have that little ballooning effect, or you don't fall far enough, and then you got to adjust for that. So having a little bit less thrust is actually a good thing for me. So in that respect, I kind of like them. They're not as punchy, so I've got to keep that in mind whenever I want to fly close and kind of like, you know, go over top of something or dodge something or just, all that kind of stuff. Have to keep that in mind. Um, on the plus, it does help to keep me closer to it because I don't inadvertently thrust too much. So for me right now, it's working really well for proximity. I wasn't sure if I liked them or not. Um, the other day I flew them and I was kind of, and then I flew some proximity with them. I was like, yeah, I kind of see that. And then I flew a pack um, yesterday evening around the house, just kind of, fooling around. And I was like, yeah, I don't really like these props or not. I'm not sure. I'm digging them. I'm not sure what it was. Maybe it was just me. I came back out this morning and flew 4 packs. I'll show you like 3 or 4 of them. I don't know however much footage I've got here to talk with. Um, and I'm digging them. Like, um, doing maneuvers closer and stuff a lot better, keeping myself a whole lot closer by. It's easier to manage. I'm not really seeing the ballooning. I don't feel like I'm underpowered. I can tell that I've got less power, but I don't feel like I'm so underpowered that I can't recover. Um, when I first built this, my intention was to fly 3-inch, even though I got these 3,300 kV motors, which definitely not good for 3-inch, just not with this weight anyways. And it was underpowered, way underpowered, and I could definitely feel it. And it was not a good underpower. It was too underpowered. This is underpowered, but in the sense like I used to fly my 5-inch underpowered with like the J37 props. Um, those were, like I think they were like a 4.9-inch prop, and they were thin blades and they're real responsive and stuff, but not like thrusty. And so it was really easy to do maneuvers close around things and keep yourself from like um, over thrusting and blowing yourself out and doing all that kind of stuff. So in that respect, I definitely like these things. They work really well with that. Efficiency wise, you know, less thrust, so this thing's heavier, so it takes a little more. I don't know if it's, more efficient or less efficient. I have to like do like a cruisy flight to see. I have a feeling that like in a cruisy type scenario, they're definitely going to be more efficient, but maybe not. I don't know. I've, you know, I can't say for sure. My gut tells me they might be a little more efficient, but when the weight goes up, I think that efficiency goes out the door. I think on a lighter setup, these might end up being more efficient. Um, as far as prop wash, definitely better for prop wash because they're lighter by almost half a gram lighter than the 3630s. So the motors are able to spin up and spin down a lot faster, better control of the prop because of that lighter weight. So it handles prop wash a whole lot better. I'm not really seeing prop wash too much unless I'm like really flatten it out when I come down. So that's a good thing. Um, yeah, overall, pretty good prop. I'm pretty happy with it, and I'm going to try. Well, like I said, I only bought a few sets of these, and so I've got like 3 or 4 sets, and I want to try my. This is still on the first set, and a few crashes, and they still look pretty good. Everything still flies really good, still really smooth. I've had to bend them back a little bit, and there's a little chips on some of them there, but you know, flying really really good. So far, I give them a thumbs up right now. Will they be my go-to prop in the future? I don't know. If I fly them long enough, they might be, just because you kind of get used to something and you kind of like it. And if you get used to it, um, you can end up sticking with it. But I do have some 3630s left. I need to go through. I don't know. Do I want to buy more props? I don't know. Yeah, cost-wise, I don't know how they'll stack up with the 3630s. Availability-wise, I don't know how they'll stack up. I've got to figure that out, with supply chain tariffs and all that mess right now. I don't know how everything is as far as that goes. Um, Other than that, the Space Invader is doing really well. No issues whatsoever. Handling durability like a champ. Man, I'm so happy I made this thing. So happy. But I'm gonna leave you guys, and hopefully you guys get a chance to fly today. And if you don't, hope you get a chance to fly here soon. And if not, maybe you can live vicariously through myself or others online who get to fly maybe more frequently than you do. And I will see you guys next video. And even if you don't get a chance to fly today or tomorrow or a week or a month from now, don't ever give up on it. Always keep flying. Never stop flying, guys. Never stop flying. See ya.